Mom. Want to hear a secret? I just went to court and submitted divorce papers for you and Dad.
Did I read that right? You did what?
Therefore, you're no longer my mother. Since you're not a member of this family, please leave immediately.
I am seriously lost right now. What are you talking about? Lucy, there are some things in this world you're not supposed to joke about. Stop with this nonsense.
I'm not kidding around. I mean it. I got the divorce papers ready for you too and submitted them for process. I wish you saw the guy's face when I handed him the papers, though. It was totally hilarious. In any case, they took the papers, so things should be rolling.
There's no way that is true.
Want to know why I did this? I was getting fed up having to deal with you all this time. Nagging me every day. Even just this morning. You just had to nag at me for something so dumb. Telling me how dirty my room was. Not to mention telling me to do the dishes, yada yada. I was really getting sick of it. So I came up with this brilliant plan to kick you out of the house. All I had to do was to make you and Dad divorce. Problem solved. I am such a genius, aren't I? I can't believe I came up with that.
Excuse me.
It wasn't easy, though. Not because I'm such a genius. It was easy as pie. Copying you and Dad's handwriting was such an easy task. Plus your signatures. Copying them to look exactly the same was a piece of cake. Sure, the guy that took my papers seriously looked like he lost his brain for a few seconds. But in the end, it all worked out. I'm sure it's being processed now.
Hold on a minute, young lady. Did they seriously accept the papers you submitted without asking you anything? I'm sure there's more to it than that. More importantly, do you really want your own parents to get divorced? Are you out of your mind?
Stop being so dramatic. Actually, keep at it. Your reactions are hilarious. You're making my sides hurt. I can totally imagine you panicking right now. I mean, without Dad, you'll just be a homeless bum. All you did around here is chores, after all. What will you ever do now that you'll have to actually work? A lazy bum like you will be out on the streets. Talk about pathetic.
Listen, Lucy. I only said those things for your own good. You can't be a kid forever. You need to learn to do things for yourself. I won't be around forever. Plus, you need to have manners as well. You would always yell back at me just because you think I'm simply nagging. You won't become a responsible adult if you keep that up. Can't you see I was just trying to raise you to become a proper adult? I said all those things because I love you and care about you. Even if I sound harsh sometimes, I only did it so you can grow up to be a better person.
Oh, please. How is any of that love? Don't lie to me. What's wrong with not being able to take care of myself? Besides, isn't that why you're around? You're supposed to be the one responsible for chores around here. Can't you see I was helping you out? You need to do something around the house, right? So I intentionally left them for you to do. It's your job, after all.
Unbelievable. Did you read anything I just said?
You nagged at me all the time so that I would do your work for you. How is any of that love? You're just being a lazy bum. You were slacking off from your duties as a housewife by just sitting around doing nothing.
How can you even think that is the case? You've got it all wrong.
Well, whatever. Enough about all that junk. This is what you get for being a lazy bum. A divorce. I mean, you probably didn't expect your own daughter to file you for divorce, right? Well, that's what you deserve. You're going to get kicked out of this house. Talk about hilarious. So much for being a housewife.
That would be your dad, actually.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Sure, I did start off in this family as the housewife and took care of the housework all day. However, things have changed. Now I'm the one earning money to keep us afloat around here. We're a family, Lucy. How could you not know about this?
What are you talking about? Since when did you start working? Are you making that up? Because I don't see you doing anything else around here besides chores. Are you just coming up with some excuses? Come up with something more believable in that case. Oh, wait. I do remember seeing you on the computer sometimes. I figured you were just watching videos on YouTube or something. Is that what you mean? How does that work?
I'm telling you I have a job. It's called working from home. You just need a PC to do your work. Plus, I told you I started working. Don't you remember?
What? That's actually work? As in, you get paid?
I guess I have something else I need to fill you in on. Your dad's work wasn't really going well. I had to look for a job so we could keep food on the table. Thankfully, the job I found did help us with our financial situation. Unfortunately, things just got worse for your dad. The company he worked for ended up going bankrupt at the start of this year.
It did? How could you not tell me Dad was out of a job all this time?
I only kept it a secret because I didn't want to make you worry about it. I was trying to be considerate, you know? Well, in any case, right now I'm the sole member of the family making any sort of income. Thankfully, it's a job that pays based on how much work gets done. In fact, I'm earning more than your father did with the amount of work I finish on time for each pay cycle.
How could that be?
In the midst of all this, having my own daughter filing us for divorce was the last thing on my mind. If anything, you're the one that's going to be kicked out of this house, Lucy. If you don't like me so much, you're welcome to stay with your dad. I cannot support a husband and child that won't contribute anything as a family.
Hey, Stephanie. Lucy told me everything. I get she's in that phase of her life where she wouldn't listen to her parents, but I honestly didn't think she would go as far as to file for divorce. Just who does she take after to come up with such a twisted thing?
She really is a problem, isn't she? I told her about your situation with work to see if that would knock some sense into her. Hopefully she realized what kind of situation she put herself into. Plus, I told her to leave the house with you if she doesn't like me so much.
Hold on. Do you really mean that?
Tom, you're not the one who needs to panic. I don't actually mean to kick the two of you out. I only told her that so she can understand how dire this situation is. It still boggles my mind she could even come up with such a terrible idea. Hopefully, this teaches her a lesson. She can't be doing something so terrible just because she wants to. Anyways, I'll go to the courthouse later to check on things. In the meantime, please try to talk some sense into her.
Oh, hold on. You don't have to worry about going to the courthouse, actually. We might as well let it process since it was filed. And I'll take Lucy with me and leave the house to you.
Excuse me? What do you mean? A divorce is not something you do on a whim. Have you lost your mind? Oh, I get it. You just want Lucy to never forget about the consequences of her actions. That's taking it a bit too far, don't you think? We don't actually have to get into a divorce just to teach Lucy a lesson. Plus, I just told you, I don't actually intend on kicking the two of you out.
It's nothing like that. It just works out for me, that's all. Let me be honest here, Stephanie. I've been meaning to end our relationship.
Pardon me?
Don't get me wrong. I was also shocked when I heard what Lucy did. But it just happens it happened at the perfect time. I couldn't ask for better timing even if I tried, you know? So yeah, I'll take Lucy with me and leave the house to you. That sounds fair, right?
Hold on a minute, Tom. What do you mean you've been meaning to end our relationship?
Well, you see, my girlfriend's been begging me to get divorced. She's been at it for a while now. She's been dying for me to dump you and marry her instead. So I actually have been looking for a good opportunity for us to get divorced.
What's that about a girlfriend? Tom, you cheated on me? Since when?
Well, this whole being out of a job thing was taking a toll on me, you know? So my friend offered to take me out for a drink to cheer me up. I met her on that day. She was really sweet and tried to cheer me up throughout the whole night. You have no idea how much of a help she was and has been since.
What are you talking about? Can't you get your priorities straight? Isn't your wife, who's been supporting you all this time, a much better help and support than some random girl you met at a bar? To think you even have the nerve to cheat on me. I can't believe this. You didn't lift a single finger when you were home. Plus, now you're out of a job. Just how selfish can you get?
Oh yeah, about that job part. I'm getting a new job thanks to my girlfriend. What's even better is that my pay will be multiple times better than my previous job. She really brought me all the luck I need to change my life around.
You didn't answer my question. Plus, you didn't tell me you actually landed a job. Just for the record, let's hear about this new job. They're going to pay you better than before. What could it possibly be? You've bombed more interviews than I can count. Just where did you find a place that was willing to take you in?
Well, you see, my girlfriend's dad happens to run his own company. So she said she'll talk to her dad about me and get me hired. It won't be some typical job for corporate drones to grind away at. I'm gonna be in a managerial position with some really nice benefits. Who knew I just needed to meet a better woman to have fortune finally smile upon me?
That is just unbelievable. What are the odds of you running into a woman like her?
I'll have more money than ever before. Plus a girlfriend that's dying to marry me. It's clear whose side Lucy will be on. Anyway, there you have it. Just let the divorce go through. Oh, you can keep that house. You can enjoy your new life as a divorcee in that house all alone.
Isn't Dad the greatest? I didn't know he was with a young, cute girl. Not to mention that said girl is stinking rich. My life from here on will be a walk in the park. I don't see a reason why I wouldn't go with Dad. A young, rich new mom for me is just waiting there. So, goodbye.
Do you know how ridiculous you sound? I'm your mother. Stop all this nonsense and come with me. I can't allow you to go with your dad.
Excuse me, total stranger. What did you just say? I don't need your permission.
Please, Lucy. Give this some actual thought, will you? All that wealth is not even hers. It's her father's. Plus, she's also the type of woman who would go after a married man with a family. Plus, your dad is the type of person that just betrayed your mom without a single thought, despite the fact that I've been doing my best to keep this family sustained. I can't have you stay with those kinds of people around you. Think how much of a bad influence they will be.
I think you're the one who needs to open your eyes. I honestly cannot see why I would stay with the biggest loser in this situation.
Excuse me.
If I stay with you, it's clear I'm gonna be living in a dump. Do you honestly believe I would choose to become a bum? Okay, maybe you're the one making money right now to feed all of us. But who's to say you won't be out of a job anytime soon? Who knows? Maybe the company you're working for right now might end up going out of business.
Well, that's certainly a possibility.
Exactly! Plus, just think about it. Between a single mom who might be out of a job, or a dad married to the daughter of a totally filthy rich corporate tycoon, who would anyone choose? I think it's a no-brainer. So, there you have it. From today on, consider me not your daughter anymore.
Lucy, please.
I don't need you anymore, you old hag. My new life as a corporate tycoon awaits me. Don't get in the way. Enjoy your life as a loser who was dumped by her rich husband.
Fine. Just don't come to me crying even if things don't work out. Do I make myself clear?
Oh, please. As if something like that would happen. If anything, you would be the one begging us to take you back.
You never know. In fact, I'm sure the whole thing about your dad marrying her might get called off. Just call it a hunch. You and your dad will have nowhere else to go and have to live on the streets.
You're just trying to scare me because you're jealous.
Well, goodbye, Lucy. I wish you well in life. I'll pray everything works out for you.
Mom! Bad news! Dad just told me he might not marry his girlfriend. Even the promise about him getting a new job might not be happening. Everything suddenly turned out like you just said. What is going on?
Well, talk about a plot twist. I honestly didn't think things would actually play out like this.
Apparently her dad really doesn't like Dad. He said he was against them getting married. He couldn't believe Dad was going to divorce you just to marry his daughter. Plus, he doesn't like that Dad is taking care of me. He said there was no way he was going to even let Dad work for him, much less allow him to marry his daughter.
Oh, I figured that might be the case. That woman just made the whole thing up about giving your dad a job when she's not in any position to actually do that. I heard her father is such a diligent and honest person. He is very well known for that. There's no way he would hire someone terrible like your dad. Not even if your dad was the last person on Earth.
What the heck? How could you know what that man's like when you never met him?
Well, he's a client for the place I work for. I told you I'm working from home, right? It just so happens the work I receive is mostly for his company.
That's how it is? That's why you know about him?
I was really surprised when I found out your dad was fooling around with one of my client's daughters. Can you imagine? It's a small world we're living in. It was especially weird because of his reputation for being diligent and honest. But what do you know? His own daughter is just a homewrecker.
I don't care about that woman right now. I can't believe you know him. Is that why you were so confident Dad wouldn't get a new job? You knew it from the start that Dad had no chance of marrying that woman?
That's why I at least tried to keep you around, Lucy. But it's you who decided to go with your dad and not me. Keep that chin up. I'm sure the odds aren't completely against your dad.
Hey, Stephanie. I know this isn't a good time to ask you this, but could you take Lucy in?
What's this all of a sudden?
My girlfriend just said she can't take Lucy in. She said there's no way she will. If I press this matter, she said to forget marrying her. She might outright break up with me. So please, take Lucy with you. I'm begging here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Even if you say that, I have no choice in that matter. All this started because Lucy filed us for divorce. All because she doesn't want to live with me. You're the only parent she's willing to live with. I'm sure you understand that, Tom.
But I just can't do that. I did tell my girlfriend I had a daughter before all this. At the time, she seemed to have no problem with it. But her attitude totally changed when she found out Lucy was a middle schooler. She was expecting her to be a baby or in kindergarten at most. She says there's no way she's willing to raise Lucy since she's so old. So you see why you need to take her in, right?
Wow, Tom. Is that woman that important to you? You're willing to throw your daughter away like that just so you can be with that woman?
Of course I am. How could I not? Do you even need me to explain? Her dad has his own company. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to marry someone like that. I may not be able to get a job there, but if I marry her, I'll be set for life. I won't ever have to work again. Money is not a thing I have to worry about.
And the only thing in the way is your daughter, and you're willing to throw her away because of it. You have no idea how terrible of a father you are.
Look who's talking. You're the one who gave birth to her, and yet you're also getting rid of her. What kind of mother are you? A real mom would take in their kids no matter what.
She told me I'm not her mom anymore, so nope. Not in a million years. In fact, I don't want to see her ever again. She's not my problem. Period.
Oh, come on! Can't you see Lucy is in my way?
Well, I'm sure you can figure something out. I'm sure you can convince her by telling her how nice Lucy is. She's the kind of girl that takes the initiative and forges divorce documents when her mom asks her to do some chores.
Mom! I can't believe what Dad just told me! He's totally being unreasonable right now. He told me to give up on living with him. Worst of all, he just told me to go back to you. He's totally trying to get rid of me. What do I do?
He really is the worst, isn't he? He's still trying to marry that woman, even if it means throwing away everything that's actually dear to him. He cares more about her than he does about you.
How ungrateful can he be? I'm the one he should be thanking here. I'm the one who got him divorced in the first place. You know, he made a promise to me. He said he'll make me the happiest girl in the world. Once he remarries, he said I can go to whatever school I want for college, even abroad. Yet now he's treating me like I'm some kind of pain in his neck. He's a complete liar.
He got you all worked up for things that weren't actually going to happen, didn't he? He really is terrible.
I'm glad you can see that. So here, Mom. I just came up with another brilliant plan. Here's what we'll do. Let's make Dad and that woman pay for everything they've done.
What do you mean, we? What are you doing exactly?
I'm going to move into your place. That means Dad now owes you this thing called child support. That way we can take everything that is rightfully ours. Let's squeeze every cent out of Dad and that woman.
Oh, I see what your plan is. I'm sure having them pay child support will put them into an even worse financial situation. I also found out that the woman your dad's been having an affair with has no money of her own. It's her dad's money she's been living off of. They're both jobless and have no money. Yes, the two of them would have it rough if they had to pay child support.
Right? So I got us some good things. Proof of Dad cheating on you with that woman. I stole it from Dad's phone while he wasn't looking.
You managed to do something like that?
I have their entire chat history. Plus, even a picture of them kissing. I'm sure all of these will come in handy in court. With this much proof, you'll be able to renegotiate your alimony, right? The more proof you have, the better odds of things going in your favor, right?
Well, that might be possible. I'm more surprised you managed to gather all those things.
It was nothing. It's so simple, anyone could do it. Oh, I'm gonna send you the proof right now.
Goodness, you weren't kidding when you said you have a lot.
This is just the tip of the iceberg. Let's make those two pay for what they've done to us. We'll take as much money as we can from those two. So, Mom, I'll be coming home, and let's do what we can.
I'm sorry, Lucy. I'm afraid I don't need any child support.
What? What do you mean, Mom?
I won't need child support because I won't be taking you in. If you want child support from them, you'll have to work on the papers yourself.
Hold on. What the heck? Why won't you take me in? Dad's trying to throw me away, remember? I thought you would take me in since he's throwing me away.
Let me remind you, you're the one who threw me away in the first place. You said you were sick of living with me because all I do is nag at you all day. You even forged divorce papers on your own. Don't tell me you forgot. I have no intention of taking in a daughter that rejected me. You can't change my mind.
I am so lost right now. I don't know what to do. Where am I supposed to go? Dad keeps telling me to go to your place. And now you're saying you won't take me in.
That's not my problem. See if your grandparents are willing to take you in. If that doesn't work, you could just beg your dad to keep you around.
Is that really what I need to do?
Oh, by the way, thank you for all the texts and pictures. I'll talk to my lawyer and see if I really can renegotiate the alimony. That will definitely make things a little easier for me.
Hey! Wait a minute! I only gave you those because I thought you were taking me in. Give them back if you aren't going to. Delete them.
You're the one who sent them to me. It's your fault for believing I would take you in.
But how can you not? I'm your daughter.
In case you forgot, you've been really treating me awfully for quite a while now. You forged divorce papers. Honestly, how much of a terrible person do you have to be to even come up with something like that? After all you've done to me, how could you even think I'd take you in? Not everything in this world goes as you want it to, Lucy. Maybe you would have figured that out if you actually listened to me more.
Why are you saying those mean things to me right now? I'm telling you to just take me in. You're my mom. You know that, right? Okay, I'm sorry for what I did to you. So take me in. Don't just abandon me.
My goodness, Lucy. Did you also forget you're the one who rejected me? You told me you don't need a woman like me. Not only is your logic flawed, but you also have no right to tell me how I should treat you after all you've done to me. I thought I made it clear when I told you not to come crying even if things don't work out. And let me remind you one last time. You're the one who told me to get out of your life.
I didn't mean it. Really?
Here's my last lesson for you, Lucy. Learn how to take responsibility for the things you say. You're in middle school now. I'm sure you can understand that. After all that commotion, everything else went rather smoothly. The proof Lucy sent me actually did allow me to renegotiate for more alimony. However, Tom seemed to have misunderstood the situation. Since all of the evidence came from his text conversation with his girlfriend, he thought she had betrayed him. Totally not knowing what really happened, he ended up breaking up with her. After having gone through all that, I heard Tom did end up taking Lucy in. He broke up with his girlfriend, so there wasn't a reason not to. Though the relationship between the two will never be the same again. Lucy couldn't get over the fact that her own father tried to get rid of her just for his personal gain. Well, they only have themselves to blame, don't they? The two of them acted out of their own selfishness, and karma just decided to catch up to them for doing awful things. I'm sure it's a lesson the two of them will never forget.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And get notified for more content like this by subscribing to the channel.